Hello, everyone. Welcome to the SIG Compute weekly meeting. Please add topics to the agenda if you want to speak about anything. I'll drop a link here as well. So I see that the agenda is pretty much empty. I guess this is due to the fact that we're in between releases. So any ideas of something valuable to talk about?
Maybe about the flakes and the quarantine tests that we need to fix. If anybody is willing to pick up something.
Sure. Let me bring up the list again. So heads up, I will be out of office for a while now. So sorry in advance for not taking anything upon myself. But yeah, this is the list. I guess that are some of these assigned to anyone? Is there a list like of who's working on what, or?
I think there's not much process here at the moment. I know that at least for some of these, there should be an issue in qubit, but I'm not sure there's for each of these.
I wonder if we can automate this. Really, like the more I'm thinking about this, we could have a job that creates each time there's a quarantine test that appears on this list. It could be automatically created, and a tracker would be created, and then in every SIG meeting would just assign those.
Yeah. So I think. So I'm not sure if we have the automation today, but I know that Daniel is working on this actually. He's working on actually automatic tooling that will quarantine the tests. And as part of it, I think you can just open the issue. So, but yeah, I'm not sure about the status right now. So we would need to ask Daniel. I don't see Daniel here, which is understandable. But yeah, we need to take it to Daniel.
I thought it was already part of the process that whenever you quarantine a test, you need to open a GitHub issue.
It should, but I'm not sure if we did it by automation. So yeah, that's why I think it was missing from time to time.
But if we would have issue is fine, but eventually we don't have a list of these things, like a list of these related issues. If we would have a tracker where it just like rolls, and then we know there.
Once we have the issues, we can have a label, and then that's pretty much what we need, right?
If that works, fine. So right now, in order to make the release, we only have one blocker. Is that true?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I believe so. But yeah, like 12 tests, 14 tests being quarantined, I think something is wrong. So we need to.
Yeah.
Even though it's not blocker, I would like us to just go through all of it and be like confident that these are not blockers.
So there's at least one quarantine test that was part of the decentralized migration PR. Alexander, are you currently looking at addressing it?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm literally working on it right now.
I'll take the one that's the blocker today. What is it called? The eviction strategy.
Yeah, I can post the link here.
Yeah, I have it, Lubo sent.
Great.
I can tell that from our side, we track the SIOV quarantine test.
Right. The moment you know that this is immigration related or something like this, please reach out.
Yes, of course. If it will be something bigger than us, we will say, of course. If
Thanks.
there is, a deeper root cause.
Do we have anything else? We can go over the 1.7 tracker if you guys want, or later.
So anything else about this topic? Do we want to go on to discussing this new web?
I don't know. Is there anything to discuss there? Who edited this?
Daniel, I think it was you, right?
That would be me, yeah. It's actually an old web. I just added it to make sure it's documented somewhere. In the past, we tried to implement graceful deletion for VMs, and we tried to add it to Kubernetes to make sure when we pass the grace period flag, when we delete a virtual machine, Kubernetes will eventually evaluate this flag and put it in the metadata of that resource, but they are not doing that. The value which being set is populated as 0 by default, and we can't determine if the flag value is forcing the delete or it was being defaulted to 0 by Kubernetes. So technically there is no the flag value is currently ignored in Kubernetes, and this approach tries to introduce a workaround to allow graceful deletion within KubeVirt and without having Kubernetes implement this fully. It's basically introducing a webhook that intercepts the delete API call and extracts the grace period value, and then patches the VMI directly in the webhook to make sure when we issue the delete API call for the launcher pod, it will propagate that grace value to make sure it gets the right value and not being using the initial value that it was set. So I've just raised the web to make sure the entire approach is documented, and if it's something that is reasonable for everyone to take a look.
Daniel, one question. So it's when what is being deleted? When the pod is being deleted? When you do kubectl delete on the pod, you're intercepting that?
No, I'm intercepting the virtual machine. So I would from a user experience kind of view, I want when a customer, a user, someone issue a delete API call for the virtual machine, I would expect the grace period value. If a user define the grace period value, it will be propagated to the virtual machine instance and then to the launcher pod eventually. And it's currently today it's the flag value is being ignored. So in the webhook, I extract the flag value and I patch the virtual machine instance. Then the controller is propagating the value from the VMI to the launcher pod when it's being deleted.
the webhook can extract the
Yes, the
flag value?
webhook can marshal the delete request and the options, and it can see the value. It's specifically for delete operations, so it catches it pretty soon.
Okay.
But it's it's kind of messy. So a webhook that catches the call and perform patches can fail.
Did you look at the like a cell-based policies? Because there's in 1.32, I think there's already a mutating admission policy available.
I
So
think
that would be
Itamar mentioned those policies. So the current approach doesn't use any of those. I need to investigate those a little bit more. Maybe I will adjust the VEP accordingly.
then if that's possible, that would be very easy, I guess.
Okay.
Daniel, do I remember correctly that the mutation webhook didn't work, so you had to use the validation one?
Yeah, exactly. So mutating resource on delete is not supported. If I understand correctly.
Sorry, say it again. Mutating what is not supported?
Mutating a resource on a delete API call. It's not gonna work. Only on create or update it's possible to mutate a resource.
Yeah. So with the cell, you couldn't mutate the object as well, and that's the problem we are facing. The same as for mutating webhooks.
So I didn't try cells yet, but
So mutating webhooks don't work on delete operations. Is that it?
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, they block you from making mutations to the object that's being deleted, so you can't just throw one onto a VMI. I think, is that right, Daniel?
Yeah, exactly.
So we are trying to modify. We're trying to on validation. We're trying to patch the object.
Yes, that's what I'm. That's in my. There is a PR that trying to do just that.
Sorry,
And this doesn't work. Sorry.
I was just going to say, it's validation of a VM, right? And you're catching that and then patching the VMI. So it's like to a separate resource, yeah.
I can have two webhooks each and patch each resource. Like VM validation will patch the VM. The VMI validation will patch its own resource. But I'm afraid I will end up with a racing condition, and the VMI will be.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, why aren't we taking a different approach? I mean, the user, the VM user, can just update the VM object, setting a different, whatever grace period is needed, and on delete that would be honored.
Yes, so I'm thinking of the user experience kind of thing. Technically, it's possible if you do a virtctl command, stop virtual machine, and issue the grace period, that would work. But then if you want to completely delete the virtual machine, you end up with doing two commands to achieve that. I want a single command to have it destroyed, like in any other Kubernetes kind of resource. Not sure if the effort is worth it. That's the bit.
It's also worth to know that we are exploring this integration inside Kubernetes itself, but we don't know if they are going to accept it.
I think that there's an open issue about that for Kubernetes. I'm not sure what its state is.
What happens with deployments and stateful sets?
I think that the problem is only for CRDs, if I understood correctly.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay.
Maybe we can investigate like what's the problem. I'm not sure if it's very difficult. I just know that the issue is very old.
Yeah.
By the way, do we need a web for this? I'm not sure.
Well, if it gets approved, I'm not sure. I think a new webhook sounds dangerous to backport.
I mean, we need to have a discussion about this, right?
Oh, for sure, but we can maybe have an issue. I mean, I'm just not sure it fits a web. Maybe not, but we can discuss it in the PR and either way.
Yeah, I think it's kind of altering the design or architecture of the system. I think it's good to have it documented in a proper way.
Okay, it makes sense. So I just wanted to have some attention to this web. I think I got enough attention from all of you, so we can continue.
Thank you, Daniel. All right then. Anything else from anyone? I will wait a few more seconds. If not, we can wrap this up early this time. All right then. Thank you, everyone. Then yeah, see you in a while.
Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.
Here,
Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.